sure the sound is already on. Hello, we are live. Blessings, everyone. We are live on YouTube. Thank you for joining us. And why? Let's see. So we are live on YouTube. Hello, everyone. And we are live on, let's see, Facebook now. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone. So thank you everyone for joining us for this global meditation in your sacred silence, your beautiful heart space, for holding the highest vibration of love for Gaia and her humanity in full trust. So in this meditation, you begin to breathe in into your heart space and begin breathing out and really tuning in to the inner flame of light inside your chest and fully connecting with the breath of that divine love inside, feeding yourself with this sacred presence first, fully from within and all the way out to your other bodies, extending it from inside out and visualizing yourself completely surrounded in a dazzling, glowing ball of light or a sphere of light or a diamond light or even a Merkaba, where you are fully enclosed by the highest vibration of crystalline, divine, pure light. And you breathe into the sacred space that is connected to source light of all illumination from the primary creator extended as you being an extension of the source light and connecting all the way to Gaia in the center of her heart, fully being anchored in this vertical axis of light. And you continue to breathe into this divinely perfect, sacred, safe and supported and illuminated, incredible vibration of love. And once you have fully taken the breath in here, from inside out, and you feel fueled by its presence, then you extend your hand out and you allow yourself to be a living stream of the flow of this divine love towards Gaia, and you allow it to go where it needs to go, where it is missing love today, and you being an instrument of this love. As you continue to breathe and hold the vibration of love for the next 30 minutes in this group collaboration. Welcoming everybody back into this now, into your beautiful sacred garment. Taking a deep in breath in and releasing it through your mouth. One more time, deep in breath in and releasing it fully. And a final deep in breath in. Thank you everyone for taking part in this beautiful global sacred network of life. Welcoming you to fully return back to your body, wiggle your toes, wiggle your feet, and welcoming our beautiful space right here. Thanking all of you. For those of you who are on live stream, please do, when you have a moment, let us know from which city, which country you're joining us from, so we can see where this light is being directed. So with our circle, let's see what we experience. Hey, would you like to go first?
Yeah, what? Who came in?
Surprised my son.
Oh, it scared me so much.
I was like,
oh,
yeah.
Because I was so deep until that time, and then it scared me so deeply that like Archangel Michael popped in to like reassure us.
And I'll deal with this after because I had just anyway.
No,
my apologies.
No problem. I was just looking for let's see. Well, first of all, I feel that I carry a frequency inside of me that is sort of almost the blue of that. And so that was the first thing that I saw, which was really beautiful because I don't often see it. And then it was all about the animals for me this time and helping the animals. And I saw all the animals living in harmony and eating in the meadow. And they were all, the lion with the deer and the, everybody in harmony, and like humans weren't eating them, um, uh, and then I felt this. Well, then I was floating on top over the world. This has happened a few times to me where I'm almost holding hands with masters, angels, and we're looking down and sending love. And I also wanted to say that before any of this happened, I was in a white tent and I was in all in white with gold and almost like an Egyptian. Are called
the headdresses.
Yeah, and I was sitting with others, and we were. I don't know what we were doing, if we were hanging out or we were just enjoying each other. So that was really interesting. I'm trying to get it all out this time. And also there was a green diamond that was shooting a lot of green out. And then I saw, I think one of my guides that I see often, who had a turban with a green diamond. I think that's just the sign that he's there. Okay, it didn't make a lot of sense this time, but it was just beautiful.
It never does, because it's not supposed to.
Yeah.
We're using our spiritual eye, so there's no logic.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much. So for me, as we began, I was seeing both from source light coming to Gaia and coming through it, and in its center going out, and then light shooting from under towards Gaia, and then when it came to the center, golden sparkling light going out, and then it would vibrate out on both sides, and that I was just being a witness to that for a long time. Then I saw all the people that are extending their light from their heart to Gaia, and each of these sparkling light that were um, coming out, sort of like in the horizontal plane of Gaia. And it was also sort of like hitting the individual's back. So there was this direct vibration of this circular toroidal field. And so I was a witness to that for a while. And then I saw from there, of course, then behind the people, like again, it's been the last 5 weeks, they're the masters and the angels and just many different hierarchy of the light team. Then I saw in the center of Gaia, then suddenly Gaia became Gaia in her higher dimensional being. So I saw in the center, as this light had come in like this going out, then it was this ginormous diamond, which was the cities of light, the center city of light. And from each of its facets were then the other spheres that were the cities of light, and then they were all in communication through these portals of light with each other. Then it got very detailed in these cities of light that were domed, and the beings there, there were a mixture of humans and animals and angels, and but everybody was in the garments of the golden white attire with slight silver head, but all of them, these were the higher conscious um, or Gaians that had ascended to their higher dimensional consciousness. Everything was revolving the consciousness of the the crystalline frequency. So everybody in their movement, in their work, whether they were working with animals or plants, but even the animals and plants were golden. And so everybody was in the same vibration harmony to make sure all were in the same vibration. And if one wasn't in vibrating the same, then I'd seen this a few times. Then there were these chambers where individuals, they're just chambers that all over, where individuals would go in, and it's very much like the Victorian chambers, and then the vapor will go on them, and then they will be back in the golden frequency, and then they will come up. So very quickly it was accessible to everybody to be back in their alignment. And that was so beautiful because everything was crystalline, pristine. And people did not eat. They drank the golden liquid water. They took from their sunlight. That was their source of food, and the air. So that was what they consumed. There was no eating vegetation, like none of that. That was so beautiful. The details of it, I wish I could just draw it. Then the consciousness came that this is this is the higher dimensional earth already existing, as those who are ascending in their higher consciousness will begin vibrating in this consciousness. And so from there, then I began feeling and sensing an orchestra of the angelic realms, but cherubs, baby cherubs everywhere, with just musical instruments and just this ginormous music above earth, just this beautiful thing, and just millions and millions and millions of angels. But the baby cherubs were the ones that were creating the sound. And the other part, just so much happened. And the other part was this again, as we all stood together. The final part was our hands began to extend, and my arms were very wide extended. And on the horizontal plane, it goes back to our meditation. The horizontal plane of our hearts was vibrating in the pulse of the Christ light. So we all were breathing this light of the globe together, and that was incredible, like incredible together with Gaia. And that was my experience tonight. It was very beautiful, very, very beautiful, very different, as always.
I'll try to capture that through these meditations. So much happens. So I was trying to remember immediately when we dropped into, I saw all of our hands, and I thought it was interesting because today is 2/2 and Sunday, and I'm turning 44 Friday, and it was interesting. The four of us with two hands, which represented the eighth infinity, and I saw our hands wrap around Earth, and then all of a sudden, this luminous light, it was like a blue but almost white, silvery, came pouring into Earth. It came pouring in and then out. It was like pouring in, like a big pouring in, and then going out. And as that was pouring in, I saw this golden spiral of energy just come directly into Earth, and that brought me into like the center of Earth. In the center of Earth, I saw the big crystal again, and this time, the hands that were around the big crystal, there was golden energy coming from the hands, and it was radiating to the crystal, and then that radiated to Earth, where if you can imagine, the flower of life grid lines were going out to the Earth. So it was like almost like the whole Earth like lit up in grid lines, the flower of life with that golden energy spiraling all around it. And it got kind of funny. Then I saw all the animals place their hands up. It was like, all the animals were shining the golden light toward the crystal. And then when that happened, there was this, I don't know when it was happening, because time and space didn't exist in this. It just seemed like it was all happening at once. But there was this pulse of light that was coming through Gaia, coming through us. And I recognized as that pulse of light was coming out, I saw each being as a crystal within them. And that was, as the pulse was coming through the crystal, through Earth, it was one unified pulse of light coming out. And it brought me very similar to our message of the Order of Melchizedek, where within us, our chakras were pulsating this golden light outward. And as it was going outward, then I was aware of just golden dust-like energy coming down onto the ground, and then waves of energy was then moving through the world, and that was cleansing, clearing the oceans. I saw individuals again holding hands. Then I saw, which was really interesting, this ring of fire around the earth, and it was turning all of Earth to gold, and then it brought me to the center of Earth, kind of like the Luray Caverns, where there were crystals coming out from the roof and top. They were like clear crystals, but they were reflecting golden light. And as that was coming, then that major big crystal was even growing brighter. And I just saw so many masters, so many angels, the whale masters, the dolphin masters. They were all around us, and so much happened. But at the end, it was cute, because then I saw, like, it was interesting you said the baby cherubs, because at the very end, I saw all these infants. And all these infants were like just staring, and in their stare was like this twinkling of awe. That was like looking at, that was in the earth, but looking at the earth. And at one point, I saw Earth just going through cycles of rays of light that were circulating it, but like in rainbow colors, and kept going around and around. And I just held that with as much love as possible, because again, it felt like a psychedelic journey. And all these things were just coming in and going, and then and then I went, and I slowly got back into it to see how it went, because I too was a bit, kind of distracted and surprised that someone opened the door. I was waiting for like some angel to come, like, hey, hello, welcome to the party. So the door just kind of opened, and I was like, oh. But it's great.
Mine was not that detailed or psychedelic. I think the first thing I remember was I was trying to imagine, I've been trying to place myself where I am within this solar system. So I thought of myself sitting here in a building, and then below us is another floor, and then below us is the earth. And then I imagined the roots going into the earth, and how all life extends into the whole earth. And then at that point, I just tried to show my respect for the earth, and give back some energy that we've taken. And then at that point, I remember what you had described, and I think you had described this as, you had. What I had envisioned was a white, bluish, sparkly type light coming from above me, going down my neck, almost like it inserted into my spine. And then it went like this. And you had described that, as well, so I thought that was interesting. And then I don't remember too much else other than just envisions of, I was seeing waves, probably because I'm going to Mexico on the beach. And I was seeing grass and trees and soil and just a lot of living things. I didn't see animals, I don't think. And then once I was in that place where I felt like I was giving my respect to the earth, my heart, I really did feel in my heart, it went, and that was really cool. And I always imagine green with my heart. So I saw a bit of glowing green, and I just sat there and I was like, this is very cool.
So beautiful.
I think that's pretty much it.
Thank you.
There's one other part that if you can visualize that pyramid right there, toward the middle of the meditation, when the light was coming through the earth, there was a huge pyramid that just came and was placed directly over the earth. And that pyramid, then another one came down, and then another one came down, and another one came down, and another one came down. And it was like, why? Wow, it was just like stacking pyramids all the way up, and it was just like and it was so phenomenal to see like a pyramid just like that one come down, another one, another one, another one, another one, another one. It was just it was really wow. Just look at that pyramid and go, wow, that pyramid is
So beautiful.
Yeah, I also wanted to say one more thing too. It always seems like every time we do this, that the guides and the masters and they're all always thanking me.
Yeah.
I feel like they're always
thank
like,
us
I
too.
almost felt like they were bowing down, which sounds weird to say.
No, they
I
do.
gotta,
just
I
such
gotta thanks, that
gratitude.
reminded me at the very end. I heard the voice, thank you. I heard thank you,
It's so
thank
nice.
us for doing this, and thank this energy that has been called forward.
For doing this and also for the hard work of being here.
Yeah.
And what we're
We
doing.
have a lot of respect.
Yeah.
In the channeling, they're always acknowledged, like always, with like the most gratitude. So thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
So beautiful. So let me see, how's everyone doing here? Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you, Valerie. Thank you, Maida. Thank you, Lisha. Thank you, Dana. Thank you, Sunshine. Love to hear from all of you. Would love to hear if you can let us know first where you're joining us from, and also what did you experience tonight. It would be so wonderful to hear from you, because one of the most important things that we like to acknowledge is this experience. There is no place for logical mind in here. We come with our heart. The heart has its own mind that is part of the eternal mind. It's infinite, and it's really using our spiritual eye that we get to see and sense and experience multidimensional reality. And when we are able to hold the vibration of love, it is in full trust that it is directed exactly where it needs to be directed towards Gaia and for her humanity and for the highest good of all. Some of us are already accessing the higher state of consciousness of Gaia, and there's infinite dimensions here. So as we join together, a lot of times we're sort of like experiencing some of our own realities we're going into, because we are interacting with our higher dimensional consciousness, and we're able to pull it in through the power of our divine love. That's why it's so important. Stay in the heart. You kick the logic on the side. It has no place here. And when we stay in the heart, it is able to be materialized exactly however that is for the highest good of all, for Earth and her humanity. So thank you so much for joining us. We're so grateful to you. And I don't know if this works, so I don't really see it here. We're going to end this one here now. And we are going to say goodbye to all of you. And thank you so much. And we look forward to getting your responses afterwards. And Valerie, you said I was sitting inside the crystal core of Mother Gaia as a part of a group. Thank you so much. Yeah, we love that experience. Thank you. Thank you, Dana. And for any of you, if you're holding a circle in your home, in your center, in your place, please let us know so that we can announce that so other people can join you. We just started. Rise Wellbeing is also holding a circle, so other places are joining, so we can just expand this. Thank you so much. Ahoy, everyone, and have a magical night, and make sure you drink a lot of water. So much love, and thank you for your beautiful presence tonight. Yay.